Kyle Busch.
Whoa! That was big. Got loose off the corner. Had to get completely out of the gap. Oh, he's got right rear fire. Right rear down. Huge wreck. So Austin Cindric, or no, as Chastain hit him, turns Chase Elliott around in the wall.
And totals Chase Elliott's car.
Car's lucky to not get upside down. Man, he's lucky that car didn't go over.
That is a big impact for the 42. You see the door ripped open.
Turn 1 area.
The 5 car also down there. Both these cars involved in the same accident, I believe.
Ty was, and you see a lot of damage there to the driver's side.
Oh, I got pedal.
And a bad birthday for Kyle Larson. Wanted to figure out what went wrong there. Let's take a look.
Oh boy. My goodness.
Oh, and I'm sure Kyle was coming over to apologize.
Some sort of mechanical issue on the 5 car for him. Look at that. He is flying when he comes in there.
So I heard him say, wow. I have a pedal, which looking back now, maybe he didn't have brakes and now he does have brakes. That's the one thing that seems to make sense. And to your point, that is why he went over to talk to Ty Dillon.
I'd say we're lucky that wasn't worse than it was. I mean,
that was huge.
I agree, Jeff. That's a big impact. Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
I mean, the speeds that they're getting going into turn 1, and if Kyle Larson didn't have brakes or the brakes weren't working, we're talking he could have been going 150, 160 miles an hour there at contact.
Yeah. A lot of movement back there in the back, 2 and 3 wide. Pretty even. Oh, look at that. Guys getting checked up. Big contact back there. J.J. Ailey's around the 10, the 2, hard into the wall.
Oh, goodness. Kyle Busch involved. Big damage on the 18 as well. This is the concern about pitting and losing track position is the chaos on the starts. Huge damage to Cindric. Take a look. It's that white car right in the center. There he is, just in the middle of 3 wide. McDowell's going to check up and then see what happens from here.
Looks like he gets a little bit loose. He's trying to save it. More and more contact.
But the 10 spins up in front. I'm going to have to watch it again to see how the 10 spun around. Was it contact from the 15, Junior?
I believe a little contact with the with another car, not the 15, but move back here to the contact. Actually,
yeah, there you go. Right?
10 and 15 right there. And getting overcorrected into the wall head on by the 2. That's your worst nightmare, I think, in a race car. It's being turned head on into the wall like that.
Issues this time. It's Cody Ware in the 51. Look out on pit road. And that is a very difficult situation as Cody Ware was not able to control that car. Thankfully, no one was over the wall or on the wall at the time as he was coming in.
See sideways, back of the car around like he's spinning out right here in this shot. And then, don't know why he was sideways, having a mechanical issue, tire down, don't know. And then got turned to the right and head on into the wall.
Oh, there it is, Chastain. Push comes to shove, and Gregson's in the wall.
Larson's around.
And Larson up the racetrack in traffic, and he collects Preece.
Hard hit.
Good grief.
Saw that. Well, don't forget. Oh, I told you that was a hard hit. You think these boys ain't tough? I'm telling you, that's a shot.
I'm telling you, he is going to be sore tomorrow.
Straight away, hard in the wall goes Hamlin. Chase Elliott.
Hard impact for Denny Hamlin.
That was a savage crash right at the start-finish line.
Last year's winner of the Coke 600.
Left of your screen.
The inside of Chase. Gets loose. You see him lift out of the gas. The flames. Crowded Chase. Got into him. They saw some retaliation there.
Or did Keselowski get into the left rear corner of Elliott there?
I
As
saw
everybody tried
Elliott.
to
You
check
see
up.
Elliott lose his nose and lift out of the gas. Flames come out of the pipes.
Yep.
Chase it up. Squeeze Chase into the wall. And I think the rest is self-explanatory.
Well,
you never know. No, as hard as he hit, you know, you start bending them toe links and things like that. Could throw these cars around.
Zone. Again, race leader Martin Truex Jr. First into the gas. Door to goal.
Contact!
The 6 falling back quickly.
Big crash back here.
Here comes Blaney around. Kyle Busch going in. Will they miss the wall? A close call there. Blaney may have gotten into he did hard into the inside wall.
Heavy damage to the front of that car. Man. That must have been a pretty hard impact. We don't see these cars suffer that much damage.
What happened?
So the 6 car struggles, and you have to wonder how that stacked up everything here. Kyle Busch gets in the back of the 12 and turns him around. Yeah, I mean, he just couldn't steer the car away from the direction it was going. I don't think there's anything Blaney could have done to change where this car was headed.
Yeah, that all started way ahead of him, and right there, that is such a massive hit.
Yeah.
See, it started way in the front, and now it's just a stack up.
Alex Bowman into the door of the 8 right there. A little contact on the right front of this 48 car. Blaney gets off the brakes, trying to hope that that car is going to start to turn and he can correct it. This could have been a whole lot worse. You know, the car not being able to accelerate.
Watch this. The angle of impact is what is bad about that wreck right there. You know, look at the left front and the right front. They almost hit at the same time, and that's how it's just very hard to absorb that energy. If it hits a glancing blow, it does not have near the G-forces. But when it's head on like that, it's
There, but Gibbs is going to get some help. His teammate, Christopher Bell, the 20 car on the outside, Rick.
Yeah, the back.
Oh!
Into the wall hard goes Ryan Blaney off the nose of Ty Gibbs, and the big one happens behind him.
And it brought so many people into it. Look at all these cars. Oh, sorry, let's see how it starts. Bad pushes start so many of these wrecks right there.
I'll be honest, I was watching that 54. He had a little bit of a wiggle before the push. If we slow it down, I saw that car just wiggle just a little bit before. It's hard to tell right there that there's like a little bit of a kind of a move where the car looks like it's getting uncomfortable and out of control. Massive.
Huge hit.
Massive
Ryan
hit.
Blaney.
You saw that wall. That wall deflected, did a great job. But look at all the damage. That is a massive impact for Blaney.
Safer barrier has styrofoam behind the wall. And he hit it about as hard as we've seen someone hit a wall here.
Of a gap between them.
These wrecks always seem to start in the front, and then it just collects everybody behind them.
It's a big push coming now for Harvick.
Oh,
and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield.
Going down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit you know, the road course or some curbing or something on course, the kink lifted that car, but it was just traveling so fast.
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan Preece. Thankfully lands on the wheels.
Commit to running as long as they can, but these guys
the wreck trouble here, turn 3. It's Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what happened. You couldn't do that. They were single file.
Yeah, the air cleaner is completely off of Eric Jones's car.
Now, this is the group, the Toyota group, guys. They were single file driving off, as Kevin was talking about, getting into turn 3.
What in the world?
Okay, here it is. John Hummer Nemechek. You see, starts with the 42 car into the 23.
Well,
see him move up. The 23 actually gets in it. And Jones, and then they start moving around, stacking them up.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we were talking about earlier, over that tunnel, you see the back of those cars moving around. Look at that. See the back of the cars moving around, and as they're moving around, they come down and they're all connected in a they're not lined up, I guess is the best way to put it. It just gets them out of whack.
You got a car bumper to bumper, and when that thing bounced, it just amplified everything. Eric Jones hit a ton.
He did, and that is just the worst way to hit right there. Look at that car, just absorb that. Look at the safer barrier. Absorb.
Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry.
How quickly, when it gets spun, contact, the 2 is getting pushed, and as soon as that car was pushing him, got turned around and went. This is what scared me, because Josh is hanging on his belts. He's not in his seat. He's hanging on his belts and has that frontal impact.
Everything that went right for the 34 to set his car back on the wheels didn't go right for Josh Berry, and I'm with you, Jeff. The flip is the first concern, but then the hit into the wall when gravity is pulling you out of the seat is just different. Multi-point harness is trying to hold your hips and your lower body tight into that seat. But as you run all day, the heat, the sweat, everything kind of loosens up a little bit. You have to keep tugging on those belts. It was so great for Josh to get out.
Dillon came from nowhere. See, here's the push from behind, and then it moved the 2 car up. And again, pushing gone wrong.
What a violent hit.
See right there, there's the push. They all stacked up, the 8, the 20. Now, the one thing about that car, when it's sat down on the roof,
yes,
look at the integrity of the roof. It's sitting there really strong. That's something this car is really good at. Their information about,
whoa! That's a huge one for Larson! That car just snapped on him and went straight into the wall.
Hold on to it, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if I blew a tire or what.
That just snapped in a split second.
Yeah.
You see, he's in the corner. Everything looks normal. Back end comes around, and then it went to the right. Now it appears to me, oh, who hit him? Who was that got him? That was Briscoe. 2 playoff drivers. So that's one of 2 things. So watch this thing. The back end starts around first. And when it starts around, he overcorrects it. And that is that is very easy to do in this race car.
Just listen.
Oh.
And Briscoe, and there's trouble further back. William Byron gets launched up onto the retaining wall. Brad Keselowski's involved. Everybody else will find their way through, but William Byron up and in the air with Keselowski pinned underneath.
My goodness. The defending race winner, William Byron, playoff driver, William Byron, playoff driver, Brad Keselowski. The craziness at the Glen continues. We posed the question.
There it is, the orange and blue car side by side with Logano. Oh, Logano kind of gets into the 6 or vice versa, but either way, man, what a hit for the 24.
It was super tight. That is such a funnel through there. It is way tighter than it appears on television. And there was nothing between it. Here's the view from Tyler Reddick. Look up ahead.
Very, very fortunate for the 24. The double height of the Armco there, the extra 3rd layer, not just a normal 2-height Armco, but a triple height Armco. You see all the way at the top of it. That gets very, very scary if he gets above that Armco into the catch fence. Fortunately, not the case. It's so hard to tell. We see the beating and banging. I don't know who's in the appropriate lane. It's so, you said, narrow and S's.
Yeah. It's just a funnel, right? It's just a tunnel.